Hello and a very warm welcome to Hindustan Times Leadership Studio, a coveted club of thought leaders where we get them to engage in conversations for a better tomorrow. With me is a very special guest today. With me is Mr. Naveen Raheja, who is the chairman of the Raheja Group. Mr. Raheja, thank you for talking to us. My first question to you really is about the elephant in the room, right? The real estate slowdown, the kind of pain that we have seen in the sector. As someone like you who is a veteran in this space and has years of experience behind it, one would really want to understand from you that in these painful times, how can one tide over this? Because you also went through a difficult patch, and that is what really leadership is all about. Testing your skills in difficult times. And since we're having conversations about leadership, one would really want to understand 2 or 3 key things from you on how to navigate such difficult times of slowdown.
So when it comes to the problem which is existing, it has taken so much of proportion now that with almost 10 lakh customers waiting for their home since last more than 5 years, delays in the projects, and all the projects are stalled that way. Taking them out without money is something impossible. So what needed to be done was, there should have been some stress fund 4-5 years ago. At that time probably this 10,000 or 25,000 would have really worked. But too little, too late. It must roll on immediately so that the projects can start. And if the projects will start, economy will start moving. Real estate is actually engine of growth for economy and employment for any country.
True.
Which in India, due to over-regulation and multiple controls by almost every department in Government of India, wants its pie from real estate. Every regulatory agency wants its pie from real estate people. And even judicially also, there is absolutely no protection. There are more than 13 windows where a real estate developer can face in one single default, which may occur due to even the government agencies' delay in providing infrastructure, or government agencies' delay in giving you sanctions on time. That one default can lead to more than, I think, 50 such windows opening up to create lot of pain and problem for the project and for the developer.
You put it rightly. So you're saying over-regulation has killed the real estate sector.
Yeah.
But now, Mr. Raheja, as you go forward, what we have happened, the government has also said that they're thinking, like you said, that too little, too late has happened. So what really is your ask from the government?
My ask from government immediately, you want to revive the economy, you have to revive real estate.
We also mentioned a very important point that real estate has a cascading effect on the economy. This entire narrative being built on the country about being a 5 trillion economy by 2025. Do you think how realistic this is, or it is just like a very far shot from this, because the way the economy is right now pretty much in shambles, right?
I will say that not even 5 trillion, it can even be much better be achieved. What our country has, nobody else, no other country on the planet has. We have, a great demographic bank of young people. It is almost 1 crore, 1/7 of each one individual on the planet is Indian, and more than 50% of them are young, either underemployed or unemployed. So if you use them, you can count for a real revolution, economic revolution for the country. Our problem is we talk about smart cities, we talk about so much of theoretical things, but we do not actually look at how to give them a free enclave to work. You give them a free enclave to work. We have very intelligent, hardworking, people on this planet. We just need to empower them and allow them to work. Just allow them to work.
So you are saying over-regulation becomes a huge stumbling block in
It's a huge
realizing.
stumbling block. Simple is create economic enclaves, don't create smart cities. Create 6E enclaves, employment, empowerment, freedom to work, plug and play, no compliances. So you just create the small freedom enclaves for working, and condition should only be that whatever you will do, you will be replacing imports, or you will be, export oriented. Because to empower them, you need to create. Today, in our country, warehousing is booming because you are importing.
Yeah.
And your youth are, sitting idle. So, what you need to do is your youth should get employed. Your youth today is ready to work at 1/3 the price of China's youth.
That is so true.
So why can't you can create manufacturing and other things, on this part of the planet, which will be much cheaper than China, but much cheaper than other countries, because your per capita income and wages are very, very low, and you have hard-working people.
Mr. Ray, that's a very interesting point that you mentioned, that you spoke about the problems and you are also giving solutions to this. Tell me one thing, that you also went through a difficult patch, at your company. What was going on in your mind? How did you gather that strength and courage to ride through it? Take us to that leadership struggle that you went through.
We have a lot of projects which, despite market being so bad, are able to perform. The only thing we wanted and we want today also is, please, number one, you have opened up a mindless IBC. You are trying to bring things from developed countries to a developing economy, where, if government agencies, PSUs, default on one payment, you give them handholding. If Air India will default on payments, you will give them handholding and keep them survived.
And you bail out for them, not for you guys.
But when it comes to a private sector agency, you don't want to give them even an opportunity of 1 year or 2 years to just try to bring it back and understand their problem and what is the solution to it. And then if a company worth 5,000 crores can be made bankrupt by just 2 lakhs default. 2 lakhs default, if a company thinks that this amount is not payable and you don't pay, and you fail to raise the dispute, and that guy with 2 lakh demand goes to IBC, he can declare your company bankrupt. These are the laws in this country, instead of actually understanding who is right, who is wrong.
But I do think that while your point is correct, where the government is coming from is there's so much of disappointment, discontent among the end users. I'm not talking about Raheja, but what other developers have done, especially in cities like Noida and other cities, people have been at a loss. And the government has been trying to take a very severe and sincere step in that direction.
Very right. But it has to be practical also.
It has to be practical. Your point is fair.
So we will serve the economy, we will serve the home buyers. Our focus is shifting totally to the home buyers now. That even if there is a small complaint, it should get redressed as fast as possible, because we are there because of them. And if we have somewhere defaulted and gone on the written agreements, I think we should do away with that. Unless the buyers make you a developer, you cannot be a developer.
True.
You can be a developer only if the buyers accept you.
So on that thought,
we know we will be able to move on.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Raheja. Thank you so much. It was lovely speaking with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.